Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we are taking out the Focke-Wulf 252. We'll see how much I'm cursing my life at the end of all of this. We're going up against a specialized HGIII and a P-1092. We are not going to be able to outmaneuver either of those aircraft. We are going to be able to outroll them, but we only have the 230s, and we sacrifice a lot of maneuverability for some of the acceleration this aircraft has, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be that strong of a platform. Now, we've actually opted for going with the G suit on this platform because it'll allow us to be able to get better maneuverability at those higher speeds, which is usually where this aircraft likes to sit. It's going to sit at a higher velocity a majority of the time that it's in these fights. And we would like to try and counter the enemy heavies if we can. There's one right there, Javelin. Got to be careful with these guns, they will overheat on us. But these are the same guns you find on the HGIII, there's just two of them, that's all. So there's a slight limitation in their overall power output here. There we go, we managed to pick up the military base. Here comes the HGIII. See what we can do here. Maybe we can get a surprise couple of hits on him. If we can get a crit, we're in a good spot. There we go. We actually managed to take him out. That was pretty nice. There's another light fighter down low, but I'm just going to use my speed to try and get back to the middle and defend against some of these bomber aircraft. They are inbound on our position here. What do we got over here? I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's a human player. Like to put a little bit of effort into him, see if he turns at all. I am paying attention to the minimap constantly. And it looks like he hasn't broken off, but he's definitely not chasing us. Okay, now he's broken off. He's got it. We'll let him take that. Let's go after this other bomber. Nice. So we do have the Focke-Wulf. Not the Focke-Wulf. We got the XF90. I'm in the Focke-Wulf. We do have a lot of hit points in this, which is a nice change of pace. And as an aircraft that has the maneuverability and acceleration to be able to go after these bomber aircraft and stuff like that, it does have some good potential here. So let's go ahead and throw a few rounds at him. We'll just blitz right past. I'm not going to mess with him too much. We'll come back for another boom and zoom run. He doesn't really have the option of straightening out too much because he's going to run into a bit of a tough time with the defense aircraft. Looks like they are coming back. I just put myself in the Tu-12 tail gunner, which is not advisable. Oh, we just lost our engine. We don't have a restart. It probably would have been advantageous to have a restart on this, but... Oh, no. We got a buddy in an XF90 taking out our specialized HGIII, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put a thank you in chat. He's got him. Cool. Let's go for the 287. There's a couple of good hits. Got him. Cool. We'll drop down low again. Really, we're just in a defensive posture at this point. We do have a pretty decent climb rate, which is something I like about this platform. I do see that there's a heavy inbound. We should be able to counter that fairly effectively. This is where the G suit comes in. Otherwise, we probably would have pancaked this aircraft I've had issues with in the past. Pancaking into the ground real bad. There we go. Wow, that was a bomb right underneath us there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Again, once we get it out of our head that we're not really a light fighter, we're more of a multi-role that has a diamond representing our airframe, things change a little bit more. So let's go for the HGIII. We got the same guns as him, they're just 2 instead of 4, right? So that's your major difference. Looks like air supremacy. We never really saw the 1092. I mean, we saw him a little bit, but we kind of ignored him, and it seemed to work out in our favor. Let's see what we can do here with this guy. We were taking a bit of a pounding from his tail gunner, so let's go underneath him and just get out of there. Oh. Well, I guess we gotta commit now. I mean, we don't have to. Lit him on fire. Where is he going now? Yeah, he died. Engine back anytime? Maybe we don't need it right this second. There we go. Javelin's coming in. Hit the cooler a bit. I do see a light fighter inbound over here. But he doesn't look like he's after me. Is he after the XF90? If he is, I'm not too worried about him because he's a solid XF90 player. I do see that he just repositioned underneath us here. Is that the Yak? No, it's the 1092. There we go. Locked it in. And we aren't even running any type of aiming mods on this thing. It's all or nothing on the G suit. There we go, and got the kill right at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the GG here. Whew! I'll throw up the high. I see he mentioned me there, but yeah, that was a solid fight. Obviously, Chris Voyager is a really good player, so I can't claim all that myself. But I would like to point out that we made the 252 work for once, and I'd like to really attribute a lot of that to most of my day has been flying around like 262s and BVP 203s and stuff, so I've been getting used to the slower maneuverability, but coming right off of the 262 at tier 8 with Mark 108s, this just feels better. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. Again, I'll go over what I have set up on this thing. I'm not entirely happy with what I've gone with here. I'm wondering if I shouldn't swap this out maybe for something else, what that might be. I'm not sure. Maybe I want to go with Firefighter. I have been discovering Eagle-Eyed is actually nice for being able to get better battle space awareness, seeing who's coming before they actually close on your aircraft. But I do feel very confident in going with Engine Guru 1 and Marksman 1 as a standard loadout. And then for the equipment, we are running the G-Suit like I mentioned before. This aircraft is always above its maneuverability airspeed, so as a result, you are always going to be struggling. If you've ever kind of got that maneuverability lag when you're going really fast, you'll see that the maneuverability window, we have optimal airspeed 280 to 559 miles an hour. And if you were to look here, our boost speed is going to kick us up to 621. So we're going to be well past the 559. And for a majority of that battle, we were getting up to some pretty decent speeds, especially when we dove down on that ground attacker. And I would not have been able to do that confidently if I hadn't had the G-Suit equipped. We managed to take out a total of 11 targets, 2 bombers, 3 attack aircraft, 3 heavies, and then, of course, multi-role fighters. If you fly this thing like an altitude fighter that avoids other altitude fighters, you can do fairly well in it. We were able to catch out that Yak 30, and since it is a light fighter, it is going to have lower hit points. We only have 700 cumulative damage per second with a range of 2,297 feet. If we were to do a quick comparison with the 1101P, which is going to be the other tier 10 altitude fighter aircraft, you can see it's 800 damage per second at 2,600 feet for the range on those guns. So this is definitely harder to fly, but you get a really good crit chance, and you saw that with 23 crits were caused on enemy aircraft. The Yak 30, we managed to take out his pilot, his left wing, and then when we went up against the, oh, I can't move my mouse while I'm looking at that, where is it, the Javelin, we took out 4 modules on the Javelin. We caused a few fires here and there as well, even though it is only 30mm cannons, so there is a possibility for getting that as well. Once we specialize this airframe, we will be able to get a module slot for the engine, and we'll also get a slot for our forward-firing weapon. Most likely, that's going to end up being the reinforced bolt carrier, just to be able to get more shells out there. And then an engine restarter, as you saw, we were losing the engine quite a few times there. In fact, I'm still kind of debating whether or not I would like to keep engine cooling based on this last battle's results. And I would most likely go with the lightweight power unit in order to get a little bit more maneuverability out of this platform, because I am fairly happy with the acceleration and airspeed this thing has. And just one last thing I'm going to showcase is going to be the rate of climb is 613 feet per second. So that is pretty darn good, and with a service ceiling of 14,764, this thing has more than enough engine power to be able to stay up at those nearly 10,000 foot mark. So everything's inside your envelope of influence. And this thing is really good for chasing down those heavy fighters as well. And with a high crit chance, they probably aren't going to be able to run for long because you'll get their engine. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this aircraft. And as always, I'll check you on the next one.